Good evening, everybody. I'm Ms. Vatamri Borade, moderator for this evening. Welcome you all on behalf of Shan and Kakachi Engineering College, Mumbai, India. We at Sakek Research Cell would take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you present here today for this hybrid webinar series, Innovative and Emerging Technology in the Field of Research, which is hosted in collaboration with over 25 plus national and international partners. With great pleasure, I would like to introduce to you all our very own Mr. Kailash Gajaria, and he is going to talk on entrepreneurship, how to start your own business, team building, and people skills. Mr. Kailash is a techno entrepreneur with 10 years of experience as a founder and CEO of Megastores.com and Otulsia Technology. He is actively managing both the businesses. He is a recipient of Best Entrepreneur Award at the Big Data Idea Summit and India Leadership Award. He has earned his MS in Computer Science from the USC Los Angeles, where he has also held the position as President of Association of Indian Students and has hosted various events including the Lead India 2020 with India's past President late Shri APJ Abdul Kalam. He is also the recipient of the Leadership Award at the USC and has served as the president of AIS at USC. He has his expertise in B2B applications, e-commerce, enterprise application development, large data processing, and virtual reality. He is also a expert. He also holds an expertise in VMware and is also a VMware certified professional and has extensive knowledge in virtualization and cloud computing. Prior to Atulsia, Mr. Kailash has worked with VMware, AutoOp Networks, Rock Software, and LA Motor, where he gained knowledge of developing software for enterprises. He is a gold medalist from Shahan and Kakachi Engineering College, Mumbai University, where he completed his bachelor's degree in computer science. With the expertise he holds, I am sure we all are waiting to hear from him. But before handing over to our speaker, I would like to make an announcement to all my attendees that if you have any queries or questions that you would like to ask to our speaker throughout this webinar, you can put it in the Q&A chat box. The frequently asked question will be answered towards the end. So I would like to hand over to you now.
Okay, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very well. First of all, good evening, everybody. Whoever has joined this webinar, I would like to start with thanking Cheyenne Anchor Kachi Engineering College, Cheyenne Anchor Alumni Cell, and Research Cell, and everyone who is involved with this particular initiative. It's a great initiative of spreading technology-related, news events. What's new happening during, especially this COVID times. So I would like to thank everybody, principal of Cheyenne Kachi Engineering College, of college, and everyone working. I know very few people, Manoj Dende, and I think Nilakshi ji and everybody. So thank you so much for just inviting me onto this particular webinar. And I shared several things that I can talk about that can maybe add value to this particular initiative. And then finally, I thought that okay, let's talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about what is it about starting up. What is it about leadership? What is team building activities, people skills. Just in general. And we don't have much time, so it's around 45 minutes. So I'll try to cover things in a like a more I would say interactive basis. Of course, towards the end, 15 minutes or so, we can take question answer. I'll be very happy to answer any questions that you may have. And I'll just go through first starting up with my introduction, what am I doing, and what all different things that I have learned, and basically whatever I have learned, I'll be able to share. And this is just from my experience. It need not be a rule book or anything like this is Sanatan Satya. It's not like that. Whatever that I have learned, I would like to share it. And if there are any mistakes or if there are any new things that you think Kailash, maybe this is right, maybe this is wrong, definitely share those feedback. So I have a presentation and I have a short video to start with. So Nilakshi ji, can we start with the video? Can I share
Yes,
my
sir, you
screen
can.
now? Okay, great. Okay, first of all, let me share the screen. I'll share my entire desktop. Uh, all right. So you guys can see the PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Can it go into slideshow mode?
Of course, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
great. So first, quickly, let's talk about entrepreneurship, and then I'll start with a video. So what this is going to be all about. So see, this particular brief webinar, I'll just start with chapter 1. I say overview. What is it of creating a business, or what is it of creating something? So entrepreneurship need not be just about business. Okay, entrepreneurship word itself is nothing but creation of value. Value creation. That is the simple meaning of entrepreneurship. Someone who is even doing any shop work, or someone who is a car mechanic, or someone who is doing a research, or someone who is creating program like this Sakeek research cell. All of these people are entrepreneurs. So that is the entrepreneurship, creating value, right? So firstly, I'll just give you my introduction, and then we start with this short presentation. So my name is Kailash Tulsi Gajra. I'm currently, managing two businesses, megastores.com and Atulsia Technologies. I'll give you brief intro of these so that you may ask some relevant questions also. So megastores.com is a online marketplace, just like Amazon, but it is completely dedicated to artisans of India. So basically all authentic handmade products, people are able to, upload on Megastores as a seller, and they are able to sell it basically. So it's an open marketplace, very well user friendly, and we have launched this business like 1.5 years ago, and right now we are getting a lot of great feedbacks from people. Another business that I'm currently managing is Atulsia Technologies. So this business I started around 7 years back. So this is a software development company. It's an IT company where we have both products as well as services. And we are focused on enterprise. So we say Atulsia Technologies is enterprise software development company. So anything in software and technology, be it like virtual reality, augmented reality, gaming, ERP solutions, MIS, anything, right? So basically we build all. And I have a team of all the experts here in Bombay, as well as some part in Gujarat and some part in US. And I run my personal blog called Making Dreams Real at kailashgajra.com, and I share whatever new things that I find. Some stories are on my Facebook and Instagram account, and other stories I put it onto this particular web page. So let's get started. So first slide, I would like to show this particular video of Come Alive. So hopefully you guys can, listening, whatever the word are in the video is very important. So hopefully you guys can see it. All right. Okay, so starting up, just watch. It is 2 minutes video. I'll make it little full screen, and then
Ho, ho, ho. The year is coming to a close. And what have you done this year? One more year gone. Are you still alive? And what are you alive to? What are you dead to? When was the last time you saw a full moon or a sunrise? When was the last time you gazed at a mountain or the ocean? Or you looked at a butterfly fly? When was the last time you saw a flower blossom or kicked a ball? When was the last time you smiled at yourself? When was the last time you looked back and could laugh at yourself? For the last few days of the year and the years to come. Get into the act and make it happen for yourself. Come alive.
All right. Just someone can give me a heads up if you saw the video, if you were able to see the video and listen, also hear it properly.
Yes, sir, it was audible.
Okay, great. So the point I'm trying to create is not to promote Sadhguru, although he is very dear to me, but basically this is just to talk about one single point of coming alive and getting into the act. Why? So this is a little series that I just created, entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, I already talked about, creating values, and they have leadership quality. So now we say, what is leadership? If someone wants to understand a simple definition of who is leader, what is leadership? Very simple thing. Someone who takes responsibility. Period. There is no other definition. Even you need not know other definition. This is the simple thing. Leadership is taking responsibility. Anything, let's say teachers ask, who is, can someone close the window? And someone who stands up first, there is a leadership quality. He is taking responsibility. Maybe while closing window, people, other students will laugh, but then he will not care. All he has to do is, okay, get into the act. So leaders, they have a simple quality. They take responsibility. So if you want that, okay, I want to start a business, I need to have a startup and all that, this simple thing is all you need. You have to take responsibility, whatever it takes, right? You may go wrong, you may go right, it doesn't matter, but you have to take that particular responsibility. And responsibility's definition is your ability to respond. That is what is responsibility. Get into the act. So your ability to respond, I'll just clarify quickly and then we can go to the next, is that let's say two people are fighting on the road, okay, and you just happen to pass by that particular place. Now you saw it. Now it is your action. What are you going to do? So it's your responsibility right now. So responsibility is your ability to respond to this particular event. So what will you do? Whether will you say, hey guys, stop fighting, or whether you go directly and then maybe you call police, or maybe you do whatever that you are acting, that thing matters. So that is what is the responsibility, getting into the act. And when you do this, as Sadhguru in the last line says, get into the act. Action is the number one thing needed. Ideas of your startup or this thing, that thing, they all really doesn't matter. You have to act. Number one thing, right? And then make it happen. Make it happen for yourself. Make it happen for your family, your society, your area, your country, right? So this is what I wanted to start with this positive note, that this is all leadership. Okay. Now I'll just go quickly on several pointers that whatever that I thought may be relevant during this particular webinar. I'll not go about all the details that you register a company, then you have CAs, you have to file returns, and you have to do this, you have to do that, marketing, pitches, and all that. Maybe many of these things you'll be able to learn online, right? But some of the findings that I would like to share, that's just give me the feedback also at the end. Okay. Simple funda. Entrepreneurship is not like thing. You cannot say let me try it for a couple of years and see what happens. No, it's not that. It's something that you can say, okay, we'll see. No, you have to dedicate. You say, okay, I'm gonna try until I'm on the right path. You start with one product or one service or one kind of business, but then when you try, you say, okay, you were wrong, but now you do this. So you switch to that thing. You don't hold on to your previous idea. You modify the idea, right? Snapdeal started, there were deals company like Groupon, but then they switched to e-commerce because that's what they thought that is the right thing for them. So that's what it is. So you have to dedicate yourself, right? Continuously, year over year. You can change your methods, your teams, your ideas, but stick to it. And to win the game, you have to stay in the game, right? It's very, very simple. You have to stay in the game. Otherwise, how will you win it? How will you make it happen, right? So this simple funda. We'll quickly talk about team building, people skills, and all that. So both of these, my company collectively, we have team of around 30-35 people, which includes full-time members, consultants, and mentors and experts that are associated with us. Um, Few things I'd like to share about these ideas. That team building leaders, they create more leaders. You don't need followers. You don't need someone. You are as a boss, you don't have to say do this, do that. As a boss, you say, do you think if you do this, it'll help? Something like that, right? Take the feedback, and then whatever qualities that you think you may have, I have good quality of communication, I have this, I have that. Teach to people. Create more leaders. Leaders create more leaders. Delegation of tasks. Now it's always the mentality, right? I do it. Okay, okay, Kailash, you have to send an email. Can you do that? Yeah, I can. We have to meet somebody 2 o'clock in this particular restaurant for this particular pitch. Can you do that? Yeah, I do that. You don't have to take all the task and do it yourself, right? You have to delegate. Teach somebody once, twice, thrice you do this, and then fourth time that person will do the job just like what you have done. Sometimes it is a feeling that if I do it, I'll do my 100%, I'll be the best at it. But if I tell somebody, maybe he'll not do it or something like that, right? It's not that. You have to try, you have to teach, and you have to delegate tasks so that you can empty your calendar. You have more time for some other things that you can do well, right? Monkey on your back. It's a very old theory. So it is all about learning to say no. I'm working on my desk, I'm on a computer, I'm working on a project. Let's say I'm a software developer, I'm coding. My manager has given me some task, and then my colleague is here. Kailash, I have this idea, but my manager said to do something like this, but I don't know. Can you just help me? So then he came in and said, I'm like, yeah, why not? And then I'm working on his problem. We spend 3-4 hours, and look, my day is gone, right? And then my task is pending. I'll do that tomorrow. Again, somebody will come and say, okay, yeah, I'll help you. Helping is fine, but you have to also learn to say no. Monkey on your back. This friend that come in, is sitting on my back like a monkey, right? So basically, you have to just remove those monkeys. Allocate the time so that you can help during that time, but focus on your work. Similarly, while you are building your business, while you're working on some startup app, something that you're building, you have to basically say no to several things. So you have to learn to say no. I know there was one movie, I think Jim Carrey or somebody, his movie name is Yes or something, right? And it says always say yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that is all good. You say yes, and then you explore, and that's other kind of story. But then learning to say no is something that you have to learn while in the business, while in a particular venture. Have patience and ego on the side. Patience, lot of patience is needed. Many things will not go right. Just how you want it, it'll not go that way. You imagine something, it'll happen like that. Maybe 50% will happen, but 50% won't happen, right? So you have to have patience, and kind of, if you are making mistakes, just go back and redo it again. Ego should be on the side. There shouldn't be any ego, because in any business you're working with people, and you have to respect everybody. You have to motivate, inspire them, and you shouldn't have your ego. Kailash needs a first seat, or this person goes first, or he needs this, he needs no, nothing. You have to basically stay somewhere in the team, right? Even in the photograph, let's say the CEO gets the first seat. No, CEO gets somewhere in the photo. That's about it. Basically, ego should be always on the side. Continuing then, effective communication. Now, communication is the key thing. There are actually several business related communication also I would like to talk in this particular session, like very, very important tool that have helped me in last 6-7 years, and 10 years of my journey as a technologist, and all the businesses that I'm handling. I would like to cover that. But the effective communication is the key thing. If you move a stone from one place to other, tell the team. if you do something, tell the team. People don't like surprises. Oh, you didn't tell me, or when there is a gap, communication gap, then the problem comes up. Many problem comes up when there is communication gap, right? So communication is the key, and I'll cover many things in that. And same way, handling the communication in the group of 10 people, 10 opinions. You as a let's say a leader, or you can say a manager or director in that team, how will you handle the group, right? Everyone will have their own opinion. You have to sometimes say, convince people. You have to in the group, you say, okay, we'll explore. Even if you don't agree, you say, let's talk about it afterwards, or something like that. And then hear opinions from the other person offline, and try to again convince back to the entire group. Anger management, I don't want to tell more things about it. Anger is natural. Basically, as a human being, we get angry. That's fine. This is completely normal. And there are tools and techniques that people follow to do the anger management. But basically, as a team, office, in an environment, in your wherever you are, in a factory, wherever, anger it leads to more problems. So the better you solve it, or the earlier you solve it, the better it is. One thing that about starting up, right? Startup, people leave. Okay, my team is not growing. This person worked with me for 2 months, now he's gone. I mean, that is normal, right? As a businessman, as a owner, promoter of a venture, you will face this problem, right? And this is not a problem. It's actually actually a normal thing that people will leave you, right? And why people leave? Just understand few things. Can be a salary, that okay, this person is expecting more money, every month. You're paying, let's say, 30,000 rupees a month. He needs 45. That's his requirement. Sometimes you can handle it, but sometimes you cannot. So this is one reason. Another is same work again and again. There are no challenges. There is repetitive work. That's why people leave. That's the second most reason people leave. There are not good projects. Things are not moving faster. It's so boring. Again, to work on same thing. Personal event, marriages, shifting. That's the third reason that you cannot actually handle. Yeah, now work from home getting more popular. You can maybe fight with the employee or with the work culture, right? So these are the common reason. So in last 6-7 years, this is what something I have learned, and basically I analyze these conditions very well. I'll be very honest with everybody. In last 6-7 years, I think only a couple of cases, and that's about it. I haven't let anybody go. I haven't fired anybody. I don't really get into that. I don't let people go. If people are leaving, I get sad, right? I don't show it to the team, but yeah, I get sad. And then okay, he's very good. He got another great offer in some big company. That's fine. And then a couple of days, and I move on, right? But personally, I don't let people go at all. And when I see some emails of resignations, for example, right, as a businessman, you will be able to, you will see a lot of these. So what you do is don't say, okay, okay, 2 months notice period, you're gone. No, you say, okay, can we talk and find out what exactly went wrong? And the reason can be any of these things. There can be some exceptions, but it'll be something around here, and I try to fix it. If there is salary issue, if the project issue, the work culture problem, I try to fix it. I do the one-to-one meetings with the person again and again, phone call, offline, in the office or outside the office, in the car, and I try to be very humble and say, what went wrong? You just tell me, and I try to just say that, okay, don't go. Okay, we'll fix it. We'll work it, and most of the time, it works. Now, as an entrepreneur, basically, there is one misconception. I would like to highlight it very, very, this is very important. You become entrepreneur or a businessman, not just because you have a liberty that I'm my own boss. There is no one, I don't have a boss. I have a free lifestyle. I can go anywhere. That's why I want to be an entrepreneur. No, this is a really, really bad understanding. No, it's not that. If you want to become an entrepreneur or starting up, do something, just because you don't need a boss, I mean, there is a problem. Okay, you need a boss. Even at this stage in last 6 7 years, I have many bosses. Bosses like, they are your guide, your mentors, your friends whom you just seek advice all the time. I went wrong. What should I do? I've done this thing bad. Hey, there was this particular group discussion. I went wrong. What should I do? You always need a boss. You need a guide. You need a mentor all the time. So as an entrepreneur or in a business in this one, you need mentors. You need a lot of mentors, and then you have to follow. It's more like, to wake you up. I jokingly, I have one friend of mine. He wakes up like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I say, hey, can you help me wake me up? He's one kind of boss who is like helping me wake up, right? He's like a brigadier or a journal, this army man who is like, Kailash, do this, do that. So I need this, right? Another example that I'd like to give of Simon Sinek. He's a great, my favorite, this inspirational, coach. He gave one example to monitor you. So he, in one of his interviews, said like, he writes books, he gives lectures, TED Talks and all that. He said, okay, I write books, but one day, I feel tired and I'm like, let me watch Netflix or do something. Simon Sinek also needs a boss. So what he did really is that he hired one person, one lady. She comes at, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning to Simon Sinek's office or the house, knocks the door, comes inside his room, and now Simon knows that he needs to get back to work. He goes to his table and starts writing book. And this lady, very nice and easy on the sofa. She's on, in her phone or watching something. She has to just monitor, stay there for 1 hour, and then Simon will work for 1 hour or two. He gave an example like that. So you need a boss. You need someone who is monitoring you all the time. So please have this very clear. Know it all. This is very important thing that entrepreneurs feel that, I am a leader. I am the boss. I must be knowing it all. No, very wrong. You shouldn't be knowing it all, right? You are expert in one field or the other. To me, as I'm talking right now, I have passion for technology. I really like new things. If it is virtual reality, okay, I want to get in. If it is gaming, I want to get in. If it is artificial intelligence, I want to do that. If there is something that that is possible in technology, I would like to explore. That is one thing. And the second thing, I love talking. I like to talk to people. I like people. I just take initiatives for any project that is there, right? I would like to complete it. That's what my passion is, and that's what my, I would say, positive side of it, right? I do have many negative side of it. I do not know many things. So you don't have to be know-it-all person, right? You have to involve team members so that, let's say, my plus thing is not finance, so I involve someone who is very good in finance into my team and say, guys, he's now handling our finance. He'll do this, he'll do that, and get him involved. You seek advice, get the experts, and make them part of your team. You don't have to know it all. It's totally okay if you know only a few things, and you still can be a leader. You still can run a successful business or multiple businesses. You don't have to know it all. Art of storytelling. Okay. Now, communication is a key thing for sure, but the art of storytelling is one of the amazing things that you can learn. And I think it's very important as an entrepreneur to be, to learn this skill, right? It's a skill, right? Just like I often say, from time to time about singing, this is my personal opinion. I say, singing, okay, you have a voice, you learn few notes, and then if you do the riyaz daily, anybody can sing, is what my opinion. Yes, few people are gifted, but they also have to do daily practice, right? So singing is something that you can learn. Similarly, entrepreneurship, leadership is something also that you can learn. Same way, now you have to also learn storytelling. Just like, maybe I'm not very good at it, but whatever webinar that I'm currently delivering, there is some highs and lows, pitches in my dialogue, whatever things that I'm telling, whatever pointers that, I've just, few pointers on my slides, and whatever that I'm talking is from the experience. Maybe I've got few things as a skill that I'm able to put together all the points, but the main point is, it's 6 o'clock. So, it's half an hour gone. So the main point is storytelling. How are you able to tell whatever is in your mind to the other person, right? So that is the best thing that you can learn. So this thing started for me with this particular project called the Goa project. I think since last 1 or 2 years they are not doing it, but it always happens in Goa. It's like unconference for 2 days. And basically, no, I'm not promoting them, but this is something that I really loved in that particular unconference. There I learned storytelling, like how different people from various backgrounds, right? Not just IT or technology. They're like, people from medical, people from, wildlife cinematography, people from, real estate, accounts, different backgrounds, right? How you tell a story? Your story should have some point, some examples, your personal, experience, and then you put together very nice and clean, and the other person who is listening to you should have a great interest in whatever you're, yeah, tell me more. That's what is the storytelling. So you can use this even you're pitching in front of investors, you're talking to your team members, you're meeting new person in some, let's say Google Summit or Amazon Summit, in some networking event. This is the storytelling, right? So how to put together all of your thoughts into a nice story that people would like to listen to, right? Art of reaching out. It's already 30 minutes gone. I have many things to say. As an entrepreneur, you have to learn this another skill called reaching out to people. One simple thing: if you don't reach out, reaching out means talking to somebody, calling them, emailing, whatever. If you don't reach out, the other person may not know about you, but if you reach out, he will know, but he may not agree or disagree with you, but then at least it's a next step. So the art of reaching out. So I'll just tell you a few examples from my experience. So Smriti Irani example. So Megastore started in 2018. It went very good, nice, and publicity marketing happening. Now we wanted to reach out to the government. Now, what happened is Smriti Irani, because she is textiles minister, she had one event in this Elephanta Caves called Artisan Speak, right? And one of my friend and team member in Megastores, Pankaj Bhanushali, he told me, there is this event, we must go. And then I'm like, only press and few other leaders are only allowed. Sachin Tendulkar was part of it, Smriti Irani and many other leaders were there, and there was this nice event. So I'm like, why not? Just go register, tell our story. This is what it is. So we did that. We reached out, and then somebody called. Why? So we explained we are Megastores, we are this, we are that. We got a pass, and pass in the afternoon, like noon, and at 3 o'clock we were like in the event, right? And then and there are so many people. And how do I talk to Smriti Irani again? Like reach out, just highlight. There was a brochure in my hand while she was coming out of the event. I just handed over to it, and while just climbing down that particular Elephanta Caves or something. Yeah, I think that's the one. So when we climbed down, that's when I talked to Smriti Irani, and then everything like 5-10 minutes, whatever that time was, I was able to pitch Megastores, this, that. Smriti was like, yes, great, okay. I took a selfie, and then she was like, okay, I cannot do anything right now. Here is the card. You can reach out to this guy. Now this is the another step. Now that card was somebody working below Smriti Irani, and he sits in Delhi Ministry of Textiles. So now just putting a selfie on Facebook and getting 50 likes and 100 comments and all that, if you end here, then it's end of story. It'll not be helpful. What we did really, whoever was this person, we reached out and say, Smriti Irani got us that we are this, and she told to meet you, and so now the order has come from the top. So he said, yeah, okay, why not, I'm available. And we went to Delhi, we met him, and then because we came from top, now we were able to reach out. He gave us like 10 different contacts. We went to various departments in the Ministry of Textiles, silk department, this thing, that thing, handicraft and all, and we were like treated like guests, right? We are nobody. Still it was like that. So this is the reaching out. Another thing, Campus Movie Fest example, I'll just tell you. At USC in 2009-ish time frame, in US, in California, Los Angeles, there was this Campus Movie Fest. I'm a computer science background. I don't have anything about the movie, but I knew that there is some reward. Like, there was some 15,000-20,000 US dollars reward. and all you have to do is like, make a movie, and then they will give you all the equipments and all that. I'm like, everything is free, why not? I registered, I did this short movie, 2 cups of coffee, my roommates. It's one of the, like, very dumb movie, I'll not watch it again. But then guess what, it was selected for just a random sweepstakes, and I in 2009, and as a student I got like $15,000 reward, right? So when you don't reach out, you'll not get it, but when you do that, chances are that you may get it, right? So Shilpa Sharma, Jaipur.com, again, same thing. I will not go into that. Consumer electronics, I keep getting free passes every year just because I reached out to few delegates, and then I just told about my story, this thing, that thing, and they give me every year, they give me free pass for consumer electronics, right? Which happens in Vegas. Quickly, I'll go. Books, you have to read a lot of books. If you don't like reading, do the Audible, right? Audiobooks. Many books that I'll be able to share this presentation, so I'll not go into the detail because I don't have much time. But these are all the books that I really love: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Delivering Happiness, Tony Hsieh. So the fifth book that you see on my screen, Delivering Happiness, I encourage everyone in HR department, right, human resource department of every single firm, to read this particular book. So this book is written by Tony Hsieh. The spelling I think is incorrect. Tony Hsieh. He's the founder and CEO of Zappos.com, which was acquired by Amazon back in I don't know, a year, 10 years ago, something, for $1 billion. He wrote this book, Delivering Happiness, and it's all about the work culture. And this is my, I mean, it has not come true yet, of course. My dream that whatever he says in Delivering Happiness, I implement it into Atulsia and Megastores, both these businesses, right? Wonderful book. The Monk Who Sold Ferrari, 7 Habits, Dream with Your Eyes Open, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson of Virgin, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is one of my favorite techie, and his biography by Ashley Vance is really, really amazing. I'll just quickly go about the marketing, basically. So as an entrepreneur, you have to make sure that your venture, your business website is up and running, social media profiles are up to date, brochures, your email signatures has every single detail. You collaborate with different brands, you do a lot of events, a lot of networking thing. Will not go into detail, but these are like, this has to be done. I mean, this is like priority zero item, right? So you have to do it. Communication, right? So I'll just talk about a few things here. Let's see how much time. Okay, so I'll talk about few things here. Odd rule. Okay, communication, you do it either via phone call or a WhatsApp message or an email, anything, right? Facebook message or anything. There is an odd rule that if you have started the communication, so let's say I send an email to Nilakshi ji, so that is one. Now Nilakshi ji replies me, let's say next day, so that is number two. I have to reply and close this communication, that is the number three. So the communication rule is odd rule. Always end. If you are the person who is starting the communication, you have to end it. So it can go on and off, right? 5, 10, 11, 12, 13th should be your mail. So I say, hello Nilakshi, how are you? This is what it is. And she replies, okay, Kailash, thank you so much. And then communication should not end. I will reply, no problem, always welcome. You should be the always last person to reply when you have started the communication. This rule I have learned from one of my clients, and he's my great friend, Casey Chipwadia. And he's founder and CEO of AthleteFoundry.com, right? And he's ex-NASA, ex-US Navy, and I learned from him. Amazing thing. Every time I send him an email, he will always reply back within 24 hours. And then if I reply back, and if he'll again reply back. So there is always a the reply. When there is a reply, the other person is not thinking whether he has read the email or not, and things like that. You always follow this odd rule. Cold calling and all that, these are all old thing, will not work. The new thing is social listening and maintaining buyer persona. So this is again a little marketing concept, but I would like to explain creating a buyer persona and the social listening. So I was telling the one of my friend recently that, okay, you have got, let's say you are into IT business. I'll just talk about IT, for example. and then you need more customers, you need more deals, you need more leads, right? How do you do that? Okay, I've downloaded this database of 100 CIOs in this particular Mumbai. I'll send an email to them, right? Everybody's email I have, and I do that. This cold calling and cold email will not work. Now what you have to do, if you are interested, let's say I want to work with Disney, Atulja should get a project from Disney. I have several LinkedIn connection in Disney, and this person I don't know, right? What I'll do, let's say this person is Jonathan Clark, for example, right? Now I want to reach out to Jonathan. What I'll do is I'll monitor him on social media, what he is sharing on LinkedIn, what he is doing on Twitter, and I'll try to get associated with him. If he's sharing something, I'll give him more information about it. Jonathan, maybe you like this article or something like that, and I'll introduce myself slowly, right? I will, develop a friendship in a proper way. Of course, I need a project from him, but I'll not directly ask him, right? That, okay, I need, work from you. I'll just make myself aware, in Jonathan's somewhere contact list, and maybe he will save my number, right? Okay, there is this Kailash guy, he has his IT firm and all that, something like this, right? Social listening is very important. If you just Google it and, watch videos, you'll learn what this thing is all about. And buyer persona. Every single lead, your customer, you have to know your customer, right? You have to create, where he is living, where he is working, what he likes, what he dislikes, whether he's, Kejriwal fan or whether he's Modi fan, you have to know it all. What are his habits, family, things that way, whenever you are able to talk to him, you will be able to talk to him more in a real contextual manner, and you will be able to, get the lead conversion faster. So that's the buyer persona and there are various tools that I have a list. I'll be sharing with you all. I'll just quickly go over it, but maintaining buyer persona is very important, and the lead management tools. So you have to manage all these leads and a follow-up algorithm. Now I would like to talk about this follow-up algorithm once. How much time we have?
So we have time. You can carry on, sir.
Okay. So the follow-up algorithm, I was not able to fit into the PowerPoint, but here you go. I hope you can see it. Let's see if I can. Of course, I'll just speak it out, but text display, can I zoom in? Okay, one more. Zoom in. So this is the follow-up algorithm. It will be applicable to anybody, whether you're in the business, entrepreneur, not, or whatever, but the algorithm is very simple. Let's say your email, you are sending someone an email, whether you want a project, you need a contract to sign, you need somebody to reply, you need a testimonial, whatever, right? So this is what you follow. Day 0, you send an email, right? You send an email with whatever that you had to tell. Of course, your email should be very short and stuff like that. But then let's say there is no reply from the other guy. What will you do? The majority of mistakes that are happening right now, and the less contract, less leads, less business, frustration, is because we don't do anything after this day 0, right? It's over. No, it shouldn't be over. Okay, now you have to have this algorithm, put it into your calendar, and I'll show different tools also. After 3 days, you wait for 3 days. Don't send an email tomorrow, otherwise you'll frustrate him. Am I just sitting here to just read your emails? He may reply like that, right? So no, you don't have to frustrate or annoy somebody. Wait for 3 days, and on 3rd day, you can send an email. Hey, I was just checking with you, if you got my last mail. Hope you are doing good. That's it, right? Let's say there is no reply. Okay, no problem. Now you wait for 1 week. So from 3 days, you go to 1 week. Again, after 3 days, you don't send again 3 days. Your pattern has to be something that the other guy should not feel frustrated. He should feel that, yeah, this person is not giving up. And that's what the Shilpa Sharma example that I wanted to give. Shilpa Sharma is founder and CEO of Jaipur.com, which was acquired by Aditya Birla Group for 120 crores, right? She is a friend of friend. And then when I was in Delhi, I wanted to reach out. Every time I was in Delhi, I wanted to reach out, right? So I'll just text her that Shilpa, this is Kailash, so-and-so introduce and all that. She would not reply. Maybe she's busy, right? We don't have to kind of assume something, why somebody is not replying. We don't have to assume that they are rude, they are, they are big people. No, it shouldn't be like that. Now she didn't reply, and then I was in Delhi. I came back to Bombay, and then again I was in Delhi. I sent her message before, after, and all that. There wasn't any reply. Um, Third time I was in Delhi. Again I tried. Shilpa, I'm here for 3 days now. Which day will be appropriate? And now she replied, Sorry, Kailash, I've been busy, blah, blah, blah. Why don't we meet up Sunday, 11 o'clock? I'm like, done. Okay, I'm ready. So she invited me to her house, beautiful house. I went her, I introduced myself. First time we were meeting, I talked about Megastore. She loved it, and she gave a great feedback that this is how you have to do, Kailash. To generate more sales, more orders, more merchants. This is what you do. This is what we followed at Jaipur.com, and then I loved it, right? And in that conversation, Shilpa did tell me, Kailash, whatever that you did when I was young, when I was also starting up, I did the same thing. I just, I didn't let people, just like that. I didn't forget after day zero. I sent someone message and I didn't forget. I kept into my to-do list reminder again after 3 days. Again, so okay, so that's how so that was Shilpa Sama example. Now after 1 week, you send an email. There is still no reply. Patience, have patience, right? After 2 weeks, again you'll find some occasion, hey, happy Thanksgiving, happy Halloween, or something else, right? Happy Diwali or whatever. No problem, there is no reply. After 1 month, now you increase the frequency to 1 month, so it is 0, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, and say, hey, just stop by to say hi, hope everything good, blah blah blah. That's it. And then see, okay, great, I got. When the other person replies, your job is to reply within 24 hours. Your reply should be either, it shouldn't be instant, like it shouldn't look like you are very, what do you call it, like you are very I'm not able to find a word, you want to just you're just like following him like anything. You wait for a couple of hours, even if you have seen email, you wait for a couple of hours and then you reply. But your reply should be within 24 hours. Now guess what, you replied to him or her. Now there is no reply from the other side. What you do, you restart the algorithm, start from 3 days. After 3 days you send email. It shouldn't be like immediately or something. If there is no reply, no problem, wait for 3 days, and guess what, continue the same algorithm. So this is something very important for the email communication that we do. And even if you're doing on WhatsApp, right? People have double tick, single tip, this thing, that thing, right? So there are various things. My message was seen but not replied. Same algorithm you can do if you want to call somebody, if you want to send instant message on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on email, anything. Follow this algorithm and don't give up. Many contracts that I have got, I have waited and followed this algorithm for a year, 1 full year. And after 1 year, guess what? I got a bigger contract from the same person, right? Conditions were not good during that time or whatever it is, but I kept following up. So follow-up algorithm is like, something every entrepreneur has to learn. And of course, as you grow and you have many more tasks to handle, you teach this to your manager or somebody below you working with you, and yeah, teach them to follow the same. Okay, health wise, I just want to make sure that whatever that I'm able to speak, my health has to be very good, right? I have to maintain my health very well. It is very much important. It is like the priority zero. So there are a few things. There is an app called 7 Minute Workout. It was told by Pankaj Bhai. So it's very good. 7 minute workout. You can install this app. There is this Yoga Nidra by Ravi Shankar, Sri Ravi Shankar. It's like 20-minute thing to get good sleep. It's like while you're lying down, start Yoga Nidra, Isha Kriya, right? By Sadhguru Vasudev, Jagi Vasudev. So it's a meditation. So meditation is really good. I'm not saying like everybody follow just like anything. Learn few meditation technique, whatever it is. So I do Isha Kriya. It's very good. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can do Surya Namaskar, you can do walking, Vajrasana, after you eat food, and then, some yoga stretching. Please do that. Okay. Now, there are several other pointers that I would like to share with you that I have listed about the tools, right? So let me again zoom in. Where is it? Text display, zoom in. So various tools that I'm using that will be very helpful. Of course, I'll share the list, but I'll say what tool is for what. Gmail, I use it all the time. Google Calendar is populated with different calendars. My family calendars, my teammates' birthdays, my friends' birthdays, my events, the mega store stuff, this thing, that thing. I have like 10 calendars, right? So calendars always remind me thing, okay, 2 days, now next day. And always if you have something that someone says, okay, Kailash ji, can we meet this Sunday 7 o'clock? I'm like, okay, what time? IST. Okay, I add an event and I add his email ID, and there you go. My calendar is blocked for anything that you would like to do. Even you face a problem of procrastination, right? I am still facing. Maybe I've improved a little bit, but procrastination is something that you can fix it by scheduling your event onto the calendar. Even if you want to read books, right? I don't find time reading books. I mean, if you read like 1 hour daily, you can finish a book in a week, right? There are like average some 60,000, 70,000 words in a book, and people have came to this conclusion. This is how you can finish quickly. So in a month you can read 4 books. Where you're like, I'm not finding time. Guess what? Add an event in your calendar, says from 11 to 12 I read book, and then you have to follow it. Like just like how you brush in the morning compulsory, you read book 11 o'clock compulsory. So use Google Calendar, Google Drive. Contacts, Google Contacts, very much important. I have right now around 5,700 contacts on my phone. Whenever I meet somebody, 2 days ago I met a new person from China, and I have my contact, and she's always going to be there, right? And my Google Calendar, if I change phone, anything happen, my contact stays with me. Contacts are the very, very important thing. You have to stay connected. So this is what the stay connected algorithm. You have some other time, or maybe in some other this thing, I'll talk about stay connected methodology, that how you can stay connected, right? Yesterday night I sent an email to this person called Gaurav Shah. He was my senior when I was at USC 10 years ago, right? And I think last 8 years I haven't talked to him. And then I now realize, okay, I haven't messaged Gaurav Shah. He was in San Diego working for Qualcomm. Now let me see what he's up to. I have his number. I messaged him, and guess what? Today morning, he replied and says, your message to my wife's number. Now this is my new number, and we are talking tomorrow. Now, when we talk tomorrow, I talk about Gaurav Shah. I talk with him. I'll talk about my companies, what I do. I learn from him what he is doing. Maybe I'll do something. So there are a lot of things that I can share about staying connected. Like I have many friends with whom I haven't lost touch, right? I have scheduled like 15-day sync up with them. I have a friend, Paras Mamania. He's in London right now. We have a calendar. Every 15 days we have a bi-weekly sync up. He will tell what he is doing in his company. I will talk about megastores. I will talk about Atulsia, and then maybe we'll share some books. What are the COVID situation, this thing, that thing. We do this. Staying connected, and keep updating things. Knowing more things is the most crucial thing. So use Google Contacts, calendar, Evernote for your notes, self email. I have one dedicated email ID called Gajra Notes. Don't send an email to it, please. So this email is not shared with anybody. There are no marketing emails on that. Whenever I am out and I find something new, okay, there is something, I send myself an email as a subject line of that, okay, now find what is this Tesla Model 3 all about? And then I just do that. So in the inbox is all of my to-do list, basically. Whenever I'm in the move, or, just send an email to myself, right? Penzu.com is a private journal that you can use. Remember the Milk. This is one of the most beautiful tool that I have. Remember the Milk. I can just quickly show you the glimpse of it. This is how it looks like, and I have like various list of accounts, admin, copyrights, marketing, projects, sales. Relax. If I want to watch some movie, I say add a thing. Watch this movie, done. And then I don't watch it immediately. I have it in my list, and whenever I have time, I just go through all this thing, and I have to finish this task. So right now, if you see, I have like 1,381 outstanding tasks. So I use this tool, this Google Remember the Milk tool, easily integrates with your Google Calendar, and it actually gives you the notification on that. WhatsApp follow up. There are fresh sales, HubSpot, various tools. I'll not go into detail right now. As an entrepreneur, you'll have to use tools. Your infrastructure is the key thing. You have to have the great systems and processes built up within your organization as an entrepreneur, so that you don't waste time. your accounts, your team communication, files, projects, all this thing you have to use different tools. So we use tool called Slack for the team communication, project management, Asana, Jira. Everyone is like, working from home right now. 100% of our team is working from home, right? One thing I'll just, this tool has come in between. You have to have a good time for yourself. And what happens is that when you install the apps like, all the InShots and all these news apps, you get ping, 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 ping. You did not know every single news that has come out. That is just an information. It's not knowledge. If you gather a lot of information, it's of no use. Maybe you'll have more topics to tell when you are in a group or share things, but it's waste your time. So basically, I highly encourage to install Editorgy app. I'm not promoting it. Editorgy is one app that I use at night. It has a beautiful video interface. Entire day, international, national, whatever news are there, it'll tell in a video format. So there'll be 30-35 news. I spend like 20 minutes at night, and that's it. I learn every single thing, what happened in China, what happened here, what happened there. I learn from it. I don't want to waste my time for every single notification. So remove all those disturbances. Hootsuite is basically a marketing tool. Again, later, you have to have an international number. So this is something I highly encourage. So if your business is in local, that's fine. But many times now we have global businesses, right? So you have to have an international number, and it doesn't take much cost to get a number. So I have a US number all the time. My customers leave voicemail on it. I call for customers all the time, and I have India number. And then if we have more customers in US, so that's why US. But if you have other country, you get an international number. So people feel comfortable when they call a local number. Phone backup tools, you have to have your phone and your computer backup tools. You have to agree that accident can happen anytime. Your laptop gone, phone gone, but then it shouldn't lose all your secrets, your lot of years of work. So your MacBook, your computer has to be fully backed up. You have to have systems installed so that you don't waste time in case of disaster. So your phone and machine, computer, has to be fully backed up. If I lose my phone, I have a system, in the Android and iOS, both provide, full system, all your photos, notes, messages, call, everything backed up. So make sure your backup tools are always on. We don't have time to waste on, which contact, oh, I lost this file, that file. No, it's your responsibility. Google Photos, I would highly encourage to, not Google Photos, but Gmail, right? So my Gmail, I have started using my Gmail back in like, I think 2004, 5 time-ish, 5 or 6 or something. I'm using the same Gmail. Of course, 15 GB limit is crossed. I paid $2 a month. That's it. $2 a month, and I get 100 GB, right? Invest in this particular this thing. Your Gmail is very important. Enable two-factor authentication. And why I'm telling you this is that when you have one Google account, I'm not promoting Google again. If there are other tools, Microsoft Drive, feel free. But you have to have this system so that all of your files, your calendars, your photos, everything stays at one place. Okay. You have it's always good to learn multiple languages. Spanish is something that you can learn, German, or I don't know, many other languages. So you can use Duolingo, and this is very important. Save the time. Every half an hour in my system, this thing keeps saying, okay, the time is 7 o'clock. Again, it'll say time is 6:30. So I know, okay, I went to one link or the other or the next link and all that. I don't want to waste time. Okay, come on, half an hour gone. So someone is reminding you about the time. Hey, time is going. So these are the tools I'll share for sure. Algorithm we already talked about. I get so motivation is a daily thing, right? Motivation and inspiration. It's not like okay, I watched Rang De Basanti one day, and for 1 week I'm like fully Deshbhakt, everything. I like Amir Khan, this thing. We did great thing. But then guess what? It fades out slowly. After 1 week, you are not same inspired, same motivated, right? So this is normal. We are human beings. So motivation is a daily routine. It's a daily thing. Everyone needs it, every single person. And how one can get it? From anybody. From your mom, you can get some inspiration. From your wife, you can get some inspiration. From your teacher, from your colleague. or from any of these guys. So I'll share this list.
It's
I keep following different people. When I started, I really started with Richard Branson, right? He is a founder and CEO of Virgin Group. He has, I think, 200 plus companies: Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, Virgin this, Virgin that. I loved him. Then from that, I went to Brendan Burchard, Simon Sinek, Sadhguru, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Vishen Lakhiani. So I'll highlight this particular person. So he's owner of MindValley.com, right? MindValley is an amazing tool that you can use. So it has various courses on various things like Lifebook or memory enhancement technique. So Vishen is, I think, from Malaysia or Singapore, but he has great articles and great stories on Instagram. Jim Quick, Robin Sharma, Jim Rohn, Richard Branson, Radhakrishna Pillai, right? He's a author of Corporate Chanakya, and I've met him a couple of times, and he's a great person. And whatever Chanakya theory, right, of a leadership, or 7 pillars that he talks about, there are many things that one can learn. So Radhakrishna Pillai, I follow him. Tony Robbins, Steve Irwin, Ratan Tata, Jay Shetty. One of my friend, Kuntal Joycer, he is the first vegan to summit Mount Everest, and I think he has done Mount Everest summit 3 times. He's in Bombay, lives in Ghatkopar, vegan guy, an amazing person. I get inspiration from him. Pranav Mistry, right? Yeah, Samsung, research lab guy. He, when he was young, he did this sixth sense device he developed. Gujarati guy, currently in US and handling, Samsung's research department. Amazing. Luke, for the, diet. Malaika Vaz. Now she is like, I think, only 25 or something, and I met her at the Goa project, and she is one of the national geography, reporter, or what you call it, like this wildlife cinematography, and going into the field and talking about tigers. She's just 25, 26. She has gone to Antarctica and explored few things. When I get a story on Instagram, I get inspiration. Wow, okay, her photo, with I don't know, blue whale or something, very, very inspiration. So inspiration, you have to stay motivated, and you can get it from various sources. All I'm saying, you have to be motivated. Another thing, I'll talk about movies and TV series. I'm not encouraging to watch more and more, but whenever you have schedule and when you have time, you watch it. For example, one of my favorite TV series is Lost. I think it had come like 15 years ago. One of the character in it is Jack, right? He's a doctor, he's a surgeon, and basically whatever dialogues that are there, that really inspires me. One of the dialogue, he says, I can fix it. Whatever broken you are, you met with an accident, I can fix you. I can fix you. He keeps saying this all the time throughout that series. Lovely series. Lost, and this gives me inspiration. I can fix it. If something is not working, someone is leaving the company, or this thing has reached a limit, or this has gone bad, I can fix it. Even in my Wi-Fi passwords are like, this thing, I can fix you, I can fix this. Always keeps motivation. Even my MacBook password also is one of my favorite code. So every time I want to unlock my computer, I type in that code, right? It's not I can fix it, but let's say if it is I can fix it, so every time I want to unlock, I type in I can fix it, and then it reminds me. Again, give me that boost, right? So that is very important. There was something on the daily routine that I'd like to share a document with you, because we don't have much time to go over it, that you can follow certain things. I don't follow many things. This is just a great list that I can share, but I'll highly, encourage that people take few bits and pieces from it. That's it from my side. I couldn't complete many of the items, but I think we are just 1 hour done. So I'd like to end here just with one simple note, that basically it shouldn't look like a fashion when people say, I'm starting up. I've seen in last 4 or 5 years, when the funding scenarios was really amazing 3 4 years ago, college kids would be like, okay, this guy, that guy, and that guy, we are starting a startup. So it shouldn't look like that. It became like that. It's not. It's not a fashion. Basically, you have to invest your time, money, sweat. You have to be fully dedicated. It's not just. I'm not saying it's a difficult thing, but it shouldn't look like a fashion trend. Startup. It's not like very I would say, easy thing either. That's why people say 90% startup fails. Why? Simple thing. People give up. They don't continue. They don't stay in the game. And to stay in the game, many things have to be done. I'll just tell you quickly one simple thing. As an entrepreneur, every single thing you will face. A lot of challenges, a lot of this thing, that thing, and even mentally you have to be very strong. Let's say my batch was say 2008, right? So it's been 12 years. And let's say one of my friend, he is in Google or he's in Facebook right now. I came back, I was in US for 5 years, I returned, and now I have these two ventures, and I'm working happily, earning good money, getting a lot of contracts, this thing, that thing. But then, okay, I'm going through my Facebook feed, and guess what? My friend, let's say Shankar Pillai, right? Oh, he bought a Tesla. Oh man, he's working for Google. He's having 200,000 salary US dollars. Oh, he got Tesla. Man, agar if I would have been working for Google, I would have bought Mercedes. This thing, that thing, right? So when you see such posts on Facebook, don't get demotivated, right? It's that feeling, right? So you have decided that you have to be in this game. You have to appreciate it. Write him Shankar Pillai, man, great stuff, congratulations, take it positively, and then think about it that yes, I will also make it happen, but then this is something that I believe in. This is what my idea is. I want to put my 100%, and I'll make it happen. One day I'll do that. So many such things will come up, is all I'm saying. Suddenly someone says, do this, do that. You talk to somebody and say, guess what? No, man, e-commerce, like you're starting e-commerce now. I mean, Flipkart or Amazon is like 10 years back and you're starting now. They'll be motivating you. They'll be telling you it's common idea. But then guess what? Ideas are not important. Execution is important. If I'm able to get more traffic, if I'm able to get more orders, if I'm able to get more transactions, if I'm able to give great customer service, guess what? People will still come to my my app or my business, right? So it's that particular motivation. So you will be very much demotivated. I mean, you will find many people who will discourage you, or not in a that way, but it's more like conversation. There'll be sad stories, this thing, that thing. Get over it, learn from it, and I think many of the pointers that I've shared, I'm not saying I am 100% in all of this, but I'm aware of all these ideas, and I believe they are very much helpful. They haven't created any damage to me. So yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to share. I can go on and on like for hours and hours. I really love talking about this. But yes, if you have some time, we can take up some questions. And
Yes, sir. It was
okay.
really amazing to listen to you. I was completely engrossed into it, sir. It was amazing one. So let's take some questions quickly. The first question is from Mr. Jigar. He says, "Sir, you said to say no to a person, but how can I say no so that the other person doesn't think that I am rude?"
Okay, good enough. So basically, you can always define timelines, right? So you can just tell him that so the other person must be your friend, right? Even if he is not, then there is a even advantage. So if, let's say he's your friend, so you can say, "Can I get back to you like tomorrow? Can we do this tomorrow?" You can always do this, right? And then he'll say, "No, no, no, no. It has to be done today itself," and all that. You analyze and you say, okay, I give you 10 minutes because after this I have to do this. So you have to provide genuine reason. So no, if you give the proper answer that this is why I cannot spend time with you, then definitely they will understand, and they will not feel bad at all. It doesn't happen. Yes, you can schedule and say tomorrow 4 o'clock I'll be there. I'll come to your desk. I'll come to you, and you have to be there. That promise has to be there, right? I'll just to Jigar, I'll just tell you one thing. There is this person called Mahatriya. His name is Mahatriya, and he gives really good lectures. He has like beard and everything. In his lecture, he has said in last 20 years or so, he has not missed a single meeting. Right, like not even 5 minutes late or something, right? He's always on the time. He goes 20 minutes before. Traffic, is not blocking or anything. He's always before on time. And whatever he commits, if you, commit to your, let's say your child that, okay, and I'll bring you toy tonight, then you bring toy tonight. I'm saying this because many times, I have not like followed it correctly. I said, okay, Neva, I'll give you something, but then I'll forget at night, right? Because of work and all that. But this is something that we have to learn. If we give somebody a time that tomorrow, then follow that. And when you show up at 4 o'clock, guess what? He will be very happy. So no, they'll not feel bad. You just give the convincing answer, and they'll be ready.
Okay. The next question, sir, is what resources do I need to start a business?
Number one thing is you should believe in yourself first. That is the number one thing you need to start a business. You should believe in that, yes, I can do it. I will not give up. I'm not giving this all guru style lecture, but this is like very important, right? So I'll tell you, when Atulsia Technologies was registered on 20th December 2013, back then, my CA firm told me that, Kailash, you are just starting up, register an LLP, once you are, he was just telling, once you are successful, maybe, then you go for private limited. I'm like, I will put my time, I will be successful. Not that he told me like that, but the advice was like that, start with an LLP, limited liability, right? Or there is nowadays a 1% company also, OPC in India. So he said, start, but I'm like, no, I want to be. So I'm like, okay, guess when let's say investors, invest something on my company, they prefer private limited. Yeah, they'll prefer private limited because they'll have director stake, this thing. Then at that time will come, you convert into private limited. I'm like, why not now? Oh, there'll be some compliance issue, this thing, that thing. I'm like, I'm okay. I have to spend 50,000 a year and all that, and then returns and all that. I'll do that, no problem. From day one, this was something that I'll register private limited, all the compliance I'll follow. So you take that this thing, right? And then you follow. So that's what something that I follow. Resources is all you need is first your idea that what exactly is going to be your business. You need mentors. So I'll include as your resource. You need guide. You need team members. So basically, if you know somebody who, let's say it's your idea, and then you need a co-founder. Having a co-founder is very important, basically, so that when you are busy with something, someone can take care of you. But I think, just on the compliance side, if I tell you, you need a CA who will register all your entities, give you director's number, file your returns, TDS, and GST, and all that. Managing all this, you need team. So basically, starting up, you can have couple of people on salary. Some friends you can request. You can these days internshala.com. I'm not promoting anybody. Internshala.com is very great tool, right? You add your requirement. There are a lot of interns. You add your requirement, within 24 hours, you will get 100 interns. So you start with interns. You can give them 5,000 rupees stipend, give them some marketing work or something. So this is the team is what you need. Now, other type of resource depends on your business, right? If your business is something like IT, then all you need is like the software, the hardware, resources on the cloud, and all other tools and licenses and all that. If you are non-IT, then of course land and your factory, all of these things come as your resource. But it can go with the flow, right? Now we have decided that, okay, I'm gonna put myself. I'm gonna so I'm not gonna try for a year or two and see, but I'm gonna be dedicated 100%, right? And then you'll find out a lot of different things that you need to do. There are many things as part of the resource. List is endless, but yeah, I mean, these are the few things I can tell you to start with.
Okay, so there was this question to which you have already answered, but I would just like to ask it and add on to it. That is, do we need to have a co-founder, or we can do it alone? That was the question. And what I wanted to ask to you was this co-founder, you said we should have it who will help you out. So this co-founder has to be someone of your a relative kind of a person whom you are very much known with, or anyone who is unknown is also okay.
Anyone who is unknown is also okay. So now I'll tell you what. So there are few things, and this is actually very important. And it is actually related also with respect to funding and investment and all that. Now, I'll start with what you call Dusra, right? One of the investment company, I'll not name it. So basically, when we had reached out, so for mega stores, basically, I mean, I do have co-founders, but the main thing is from my side, right? So whenever I talk about it, so they say, we don't invest into the businesses where there is a single founder, or so that is one thing, right? So now let's see from his perspective. So this is an investment firm, venture capitals. Why they will be saying this like thing based on the general idea. So when they're co-founders, VCs will know that okay, there are multiple people working, and they do have a team, and they will get it done. They will be more comfortable when there are more people. And when there is co-founder, what happens is you have to give stake to the other person also, right? So you are not the 100% owner of the company. Let's say the other person is 50 and you are 50. That means you are ready to give away. You have that giving mentality. So that's also positive. That you are sharing of resources, sharing of profit, you are fine with it. So VCs want that. So, and based on that general idea, there was this feedback that co-founders are must. But at the same time, the same firm has invested in many startups and many companies where there is a single founder, right? Only one person basically. So there is no general rule, but I would say basically 4, 5, 6 people in the company, even 4 people, I would say is too much. When you're starting up, what will happen is there'll be 4 opinions. Now, your job is to get the MVP, minimum viable product, developed and get it out, right? You don't want to spend waste time in your internal quarrels. He wanted that, but I want this, and you go into four different directions. That's what happens actually. We as human beings, we have our own nature, and then we differ. We have different opinions. So that is the reason. Sometimes I do believe in that. 2 people are really good to start with, and see, guess what will happen is as you keep exploring more events, you'll find out more people. And no, it doesn't have to be your family must, or your friend also must, or it's not like that. You have to believe in the other person, your brother, it can be your wife also, it can be your friend also, it can be someone you just met, and now you feel like I'm very much comfortable with this person, he's good, he's trustworthy and all that. So co-founder can anybody. This one of the new startup, it's not new, 7, 8 years, Upgrad, right? Now one of the book that I said in the this thing is Dream with Your Eyes Open, Ronnie Screwvala. Many people know it. Ronnie is like household name. Everyone knows it from the cable television up until now. He's doing work like UTV. He sold to I think Disney or I don't know. But he's continuing now. Ronnie has a co-founder who is like right, very young guy, and Ronnie is like maybe he's in 50s or something. So there shouldn't be a age gap also. So there is no single rule about the co-founder. Someone. So most of the time it happens that if you are good in technology, or if you are good into something, find somebody who is good in marketing or finance. Have that contrast. That helps. But again, there is no rule. If both of you are like great technocrats, no problem. You guys can be a co-founder, and you can hire somebody who is a marketing expert, like Steve Jobs, for example, right? Uh, he hired somebody from Coca-Cola during that time, and of course, then he had to remove him. There was a different story. But then Coca-Cola or Pepsi, one of it. So they hired. So what you do is uh, you can always hire people, and you can always involve people as a consultant to start with. That then this consultant is like giving you some time every week. He's coming to your office, then he will like you, he will like your idea, he will give more time. Slowly you develop a relationship with him. and then you make him a co-founder. Totally fine. So finding somebody is something that you have to reach out. Again, like reaching out is very much important, and it shouldn't be like that. It has to be always your brother, this thing, that thing. No. And a single person also, no problem. If you can do it all, if you can manage people, if you have good skills, if you can talk to people, if you give freedom to everybody. Like for example, in my team, I always feel that I give freedom to many people. I say Mahesh, you do this. I'm just telling all of these are real name. Hardik, can you do this? Tejas, you take this up and do it on your own. Pankaj bhai, can you do this? Something like this. So I always want to be give freedom to everything, and I'm not the decision maker all the time. So this actually gives everyone a good stage that I matter in this particular startup, in this company, and this is all it needs basically to get things done.
I guess it boosts their energy so that even you have given some responsibility to them.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes then now you feel comfortable with the person. You can even start talking about that. We will give RSU, the stocks of the company, and slowly you can even once you feel that this guy is really committed, you can even offer the stake in the company, right? So it can go slowly. Building a relationship is very important. Slowly, steadily it goes like that.
Amazing one, sir. So this was a really eye-opener sessions for all the ones who wants to start their own business, and will definitely take some motivation from you and what you have done all this while in your businesses. So with this thing, sir, I would like to thank you on behalf of Shan and Kakachi Engineering College, and I would like to give you this small token of appreciation from us, and so kindly accept it from us.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to again say that thank you to entire Shine Anchor team, research cell team, alumni teams, all the principal and the leadership team for giving this opportunity. And I am from Shine Anchor, and one of the quick thing about Shine Anchor, I'll tell you, Shine Anchor has even I wrote an email to you guys a couple of days back.
Yes, sir.
Shine Anchor has given me great different opportunities to acquire leadership skills, right? I had joined IEEE, Kotak sir, we used to,
Yes,
train people, I just, I've got a lot of great things from our tech fests, many things that we have to handle. And, so I was class representative, and then I come from a Gujarati to English background, right? And I just literally cried when I was on 12th standard. Because 11th was my Gujarati medium, and I used to, have a dictionary, just to learn that, okay, Gurutvakarsan, what do you call it in English? And, it's all that. From that point, Shine Anchor was the engineering college that I went to. And first year I got a KT, only one KT that I've got in mechanics. And then that, gave me really great strength. And from second year, third year, and fourth year, I've been like, either first ranker or second ranker. So Shine Anchor has really given me great opportunity. Anytime Shine Anchor needs anything from my side, I'll be always be there. All the professors, I would like to just spend few one minute. Ramesh, sir, Snehal sir, Jilpa madam, Uday Bhave, so many people. Barry, Dr. Barry, our beloved trustee Keshavji Bhai also had. I've talked to him many times. So I would like to thank you all the teachers and entire Shine Anchor team.
Thank you so much, sir. So one last request, there's a attendee who would like you to share the list of tools that you have noted out. So I would just like to mention that to you, that the participants are quite interested in having those.
Definitely. So entire slide as well as the notes that I have taken, I'll just email you. So will you be able to pass on to the person? Will you be
Yes, I will
their email ID?
definitely pass it on to everyone, sir. So thank you so much again. And with this, we come to an end of the webinar series 1.0, which we have hosted for over 45 plus speakers under this banner. And now we'll meet soon in the next webinar series. So for Till then, have a good evening and stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you.